We could spend all day telling you about our approach to therapy, but honestly, we think it's so much more powerful to hear directly from the people we've had the privilege to work with. So this explainer is all about their stories, in their own words.
So let's start with the question that really gets to the heart of it all. What actually happens when you finally make that call? When you finally say yes to getting some help? What does that change really look and feel like? Let's get into it.
First up, let's talk about winning that inner battle. And you know what I mean. These are the challenges that nobody else sees. That constant anxiety, the overthinking that just won't shut off, and that really heavy feeling of just being stuck. Just listen to what Keith W. told us. For him, the change was all about getting his nights back. He said, "I sleep through the night now. First time in probably 4 years. I used to wake up at 2 a.m. with my heart racing. The difference has been night and day, literally." Wow, you can just feel the sheer relief in those words.
So, how did we get him there? Well, it wasn't about giving him another checklist of sleep hygiene tips he'd already tried 100 times. Nope, we went deeper. We helped him get to the root anxiety that was really driving his insomnia. It was all about helping him reclaim his nights from that worry, not just trying to force himself to sleep.
Then you have someone like Catherine B., who is fighting a totally different kind of inner battle. She told us, "I'm good at rationalizing. My therapist sees through every single one. She asks the questions I'm trying to avoid. That combination is rare, and it's exactly what someone like me needs."
And Catherine's story really gets to a core part of how we work. So often, the real breakthrough happens when you feel that genuine warmth combined with someone who's willing to gently challenge your defenses. It's how we get past all those well-built arguments to find a fresh perspective. It's that feeling another client, Joshua C., talked about when he said he was surprised by how much lighter he felt after each session.
And this internal battle, it often shows up in very physical ways. David Y. put it perfectly. "My nervous system was stuck in work mode 24/7. I couldn't sit through a meal without checking my phone." He told us that learning how to actually regulate that gave him back the ability to just be. It's such a powerful reminder that this is about calming your entire system down.
Okay, let's pivot a little bit and focus on a specific group, high performers. This is for those times when the stakes are at their absolute highest. As one of our clients, a tech founder named Ted E., put it, "This isn't generic one-size-fits-all therapy. It's a boutique experience that's really tailored for people operating under immense pressure." For so many professionals, the first and most important question is about confidentiality. David L., who's an attorney, said it all. As an attorney, privacy is everything. The private pay model means nothing shows up on insurance records. That alone gave me the confidence to start.
And that private pay model David mentioned, it's really simple. It's a completely confidential approach that keeps your therapy totally separate from insurance records. It creates this trusted, private space without leaving a paper trail. And this focus on what leaders need extends to our scheduling too. As another client, Marcus T., told us, that flexibility has been a total game changer for his crazy, unpredictable calendar.
All right, let's tackle a huge myth we see all the time. Alyssa M., a founder, told us, "The startup world glorifies suffering. Pull all-nighters, sacrifice everything. I bought into that for years, and it nearly broke me." But here's the kicker. She found the reality was completely different. Getting help didn't make me less ambitious, it made me more effective, more creative.
And that really is the difference, isn't it? On one side, you've got this toxic myth that glorifies suffering and burnout. But on the other, you have the reality that Alyssa discovered. Getting support actually makes you more effective, more creative, and a heck of a lot more resilient. It's not a weakness, it's a strategic advantage.
And just how strategic can it be? Well, listen to Joanne A.'s story. She shared, "I had board members actively trying to push me out. Having a weekly session where I could process the anger and strategize my responses without being reactive probably saved my career." I mean, this is therapy as a tool for professional survival.
So what it all boils down to is this. We provide support that just gets the unique pressures of leadership. You don't have to waste your time over-explaining your world. It's exactly what another client, Rachel K., was so grateful for, that her therapist just understood.
Now, I want to shift our focus to another group of people who carry an enormous and often invisible weight, our first responders. We've worked hard to create a dedicated space for them because we really do understand the weight that comes with that uniform.
Jake R., a firefighter, described a pressure so many feel. "As a firefighter, I always thought I had to be the strong one. After years and years of seeing traumatic incidents, he found himself really struggling. But through this work, he says, I finally feel like I have control over my life again. His story just speaks volumes to so many who feel like they can't ever show vulnerability.
And here's what that support actually looks like. It means having a therapist who genuinely understands cumulative trauma. It's about creating a space where you don't have to be the strong one. And this is so important. We will never, ever push you to share before you're ready. The goal is simple. It's clear. We just want to help you get your life back.
And that journey back can also look like reclaiming your sense of purpose. Eric J., who's in EMS, told us he was just burnt out, cynical, and his words are so powerful. I'm not fixed, but I finally feel alive again. That feeling of just being alive again, that's everything.
For others, like Peter S., who is a correctional officer, the big struggle was isolation. He said therapy helped him break that cycle and start connecting again. And in his words, the isolation doesn't feel so heavy anymore. What a profound shift.
So whether you're a dispatcher, an officer, or a medic, we get it. The job can feel invisible and incredibly isolating. That's why we focus on real, practical strategies to help you draw a healthy line between work and home. It's exactly what helped Olivia D., a dispatcher, finally learn to manage her anxiety and get some sleep.
So, as we pull all these incredible stories together, this one common thread just keeps showing up. This work isn't about being fixed, because you were never broken in the first place. It's about something so much more fundamental. It's about reclaiming a part of yourself you thought you'd lost for good.
And across almost every single story, whether it's from a leader or a first responder, we hear some version of this simple, powerful thought from Rachel K. I wish I'd started sooner.
You've heard their stories of change, of reclaiming sleep, of navigating impossible boardrooms, of finding life again after trauma. So the last question of this explainer? Well, it's for you. What could your story be?